Spoiler alert: college head coaches, offensive coordinators, and quarterback coaches do not evaluate and recruit high school quarterbacks off of 7-on-7 film. Doesn't happen. Your son is going to get recruited based on academics and high school game film. End of story. This is QB Unfiltered. I'm Coach Keith Simons, and this is Constructing the Quarterback. 7-on-7 travel teams. Parents, stay away from these. Don't do it. Cost a lot of money. Okay, you're looking at anywhere from around the bottom number of $200 for your son to participate, all the way up to $700 or $800. And that money goes towards uniforms, travel sweats, travel bags, different merchandise, anything that these organizers can use to sell you to get money. And then it also is used to go into these tournaments, pay the tournament fees, and to compete against other teams across the state in 7-on-7 football. You know, the quarterback position is the single most important position on any football team, but it's also the least coached position on any football team. Good QB coaches are really hard to find. And at the 7-on-7 travel team level, I would say that it's pretty rare to find a quarterback coach that knows what the hell he's doing working with these kids. It just doesn't happen. And so what you have a lot of times with these travel teams is you've got a head coach slash manager slash agent slash organizer, okay, but he's not really a coach. And then you've got a couple of other dudes that are hanging around that may be coaches, may not be coaches, may call themselves coaches. I don't know. But in a lot of these cases, you've got kids that are just out there on the field running around and trying to make plays on their own, which is one of the worst things that you can do for a quarterback or as a quarterback. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I'm a huge 7-on-7 fan. I coached football for 36 years, 26 at the college level, 10 at the high school level, and I had 7-on-7 drills every day of the week during the season for those 36 years. But those drills have to be done correctly. They have to be set up correctly, and they have to be coached. And as far as the quarterback goes, if you don't do the things necessary in this drill, you really damage your quarterback. And in terms of bad habits, okay, these guys develop a lot of really bad habits. And the worst habits that these guys are going to acquire in these 7-on-7 travel teams without being coached is standing flat-footed back there in the pocket, looking around, trying to figure out who you're going to go to. Now, this is no exaggeration. I have witnessed 7-on-7 travel team games, and I'm amazed of what I'm seeing. The quarterbacks take the snap, drop back. Their number one guy isn't there, so they snap eyes and look for their number two receiver, and he's not there. And they haven't moved anywhere. They're just standing flat-footed, and they turn and they look over here for this guy, and they still haven't moved anywhere. And then they turn their head and they look over here, and they still haven't moved anywhere. And we're talking about 5 or 6 seconds that are ticking off, and your quarterback is about 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the play has long since been over. So you're talking about muscle memory, and you're also talking about mentally not going through a checklist. And that's the second problem with this, is you don't have checklists. So there is no organized pre-snap reads for coverage that tell the quarterback where he's going to go on the snap of the ball and who he's keying. And usually in a passing situation, your quarterback has 1 read, 2 reads, check the ball down. 1 read, 2 reads, check the ball down. Okay, and you're looking at 2 to 3 seconds, and that's it. And what you want your quarterback to do in a well-run 7-on-7 drill is to have that clock in his head. He takes his drop and he's reading coverage. And that's the other thing about reading coverage. When you're doing that, the coverage is going to tell you where you go with the ball, who's your primary receiver is going to be based on what coverage tells you. But in these 7-on-7 travel situations, the quarterback is basically just trying to individually go from receiver to receiver to receiver, or the coach has told him in the huddle who to throw to, which is another horseshit way to do it, or the quarterback predetermines in his head before the ball snapped where he's going with it. And that's another bad deal. So, I mean, it's one thing after another, and you start stacking these bad habits mentally and physically on top of each other, and you're not getting coached at all. And your quarterback's in trouble at the end of the day. The third problem with 7-on-7 for quarterbacks is these kids trying to make the ooh-ah throw. The ooh-ah throw is the ball that goes downfield, the deep ball, where the crowd goes ooh-ah. Or when you post this play on social media, at the end of the day, your buddies out there in social media land go ooh-ah. Okay, now the guys that aren't going ooh-ah are the coaches that are watching this going, what in the hell is this guy doing? But you see these high school quarterbacks across the country every year that are in love with that ooh-ah throw. And in 7-on-7 travel teams, you don't get clicks on social media if you're checking the ball down to your running back for a 4-yard throw or checking the ball down to a backside receiver on a 5-yard under route. That doesn't get clicks. And all it does is develop, again, bad habits with your quarterback. Okay, a lot of 7-on-7 travel is all about, how cool can I look out there? How much, stupid crap can I do on the field so that I can post it on social media and be a social media star at the end of the day? And, if that's what you're all about and that's what you want to do, then this is the thing for you. But that's not what football is all about. And, I always hear this, it's just kids wanting to have fun. They just got to have fun. You know what's fun? When you throw for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns in a game and your team puts up 56 points and you kick the other team's ass because you've got great mechanics and you read people mentally on the snap of the ball and you throw to the open receiver. That's fun for your quarterback. And it's also fun when they sign scholarships at the end of their senior year in high school to go play at the next level. That's fun. The big lie, like we talked about the big lie. You're going to get this guaranteed from these guys. They're going to say, all the big time schools are going to be evaluating your son off of this 7-on-7 film because he's going to be throwing against all this great competition. And that's just a bunch of bullshit. Okay, that doesn't happen. Your son's going to get recruited off of his academics and what he looks like on game film. So instead of signing up for traveling the state and seeing the sights for the travel teams, save your money, find a really good private quarterback trainer, hire him, have him work with your son one-on-one, and then make sure your son's hitting the books and that he's meeting with the guidance counselor at the high school to make sure that he is set up to take all the core classes that he needs to take in his high school career, and then schedule the ACT or the SAT test. So it's the test scores, the core classes, the GPA, and what he looks like on game film. 7-on-7 is not in the equation. That's constructing the quarterback. And remember, as always, throw the ball short to guys who can score. See ya.